The council chamber hummed with the usual pre-session chatter. Delegate Vrex of the Cortani Empire adjusted his auditory membranes, trying to block out the cacophony of 17 different species all talking at once. He hated these mandatory integration briefings. Absolutely loathed them. All right. Chief Administrator Pylon clapped his 4 hands together, the sound echoing off the curved walls. Let's get this over with. We've got a new species joining the Galactic Federation. The humans. From Earth. Vrex groaned internally. Another primitive species thinking they belonged among the stars. How delightful. A human walked into the chamber, and Vrex had to admit, she looked remarkably unremarkable. Average height, bipedal, symmetrical features, no visible natural weapons. Her name tag read Lieutenant Maya Torres. She wore a simple gray uniform and carried herself with an ease that seemed almost suspicious. Welcome. Pylon gestured enthusiastically. Please, introduce yourself to our council members. They're eager to learn about your species. Maya smiled. It was the kind of smile that made Vrex's scales itch. Too calm. Too knowing. Thank you for having me, she said, her voice clear and steady. I'm happy to answer any questions. Delegate Thrix, a crystalline being from Sector 9, raised a translucent appendage. Tell us about your planet's dominant species. What creatures rule your world? Well, Maya began, clasping her hands behind her back, that depends on how you define dominance. We have creatures called blue whales. Massive beings, weighing up to 200 tons. Then there are elephants, lions, great white sharks, fascinating. Thrix interrupted. And these are your apex predators, yes? The ones who hunt all others? Maya's smile widened just a fraction. Some of them, sure. Vrex leaned forward despite himself. What about your own species? Where do humans fit in this hierarchy? You lack venom, claws, natural armor. What evolutionary advantages allowed you to survive? Oh, we manage, Maya said casually. Manage? Vrex's voice dripped with skepticism. Your planet sounds like a death trap. Massive predators, deadly creatures at every turn. How did something as soft and slow as you become spacefaring? The room fell silent. Every delegate wanted to know the answer. Maya walked to the center of the chamber, her footsteps echoing. You want to know about Earth's apex predator? Yes, several voices chorused. She stopped, turned to face them all, and pointed directly at herself. You're looking at one. Laughter erupted. Not polite chuckles, but genuine, disbelieving laughter. Delegate Corva of the Hive clusters actually had to support herself against her pod, her chitinous body shaking with mirth. You? Vrex managed between chortles. Forgive me, Lieutenant, but you appear to be, how do I put this delicately, lunch. Maya's expression didn't change. The smile remained, but something flickered in her eyes. Something ancient and patient. Let me tell you a story, she said quietly, and somehow her soft voice cut through all the noise. The laughter died. 20,000 years ago, we were surrounded by creatures bigger, faster, stronger than us. Creatures with fangs the length of your forearm. So we made spears. They adapted. We made bows. They hid. We made traps. She paused, letting the silence stretch. There was a creature on our world called the woolly mammoth. 10 feet tall, 6 tons of muscle and fury, protected by thick fur and tusks that could skewer 3 humans at once. Completely adapted to survive the Ice Age. What happened to them? Asked a small voice from the back. Delegate Mira, barely 6 cycles old. Maya's smile turned sad. We hunted them. All of them. They're extinct now. Gone. Not because we were stronger or faster, but because we were patient. We remembered. We planned. We worked together. And we never, ever stopped coming. The chamber had gone completely silent now. Not the comfortable silence of anticipation, but the heavy silence of dawning realization. You see, Maya continued, pacing slowly, the thing about humans is we're persistence hunters. You know what that means? It means we don't need to be faster than our prey. We just need to keep going. We'll track an animal for days. Days. Following its trail, never letting it rest, never letting it recover. Eventually, it collapses from exhaustion. Then we walk up and finish it. Vrex felt his tail curl involuntarily. That's horrifying. Is it? Maya tilted her head. We also domesticated the wolf. You know, those pack hunters with the razor teeth? We looked at them and thought, yeah, we could be friends. Now they live in our homes. Sleep in our beds. We selectively bred them into hundreds of different forms. Some small enough to fit in your hand, others large enough to take down a bear. Because we could. Because we wanted to. She walked toward Vrex's station, and he fought the urge to step back. Every plant we eat? We engineered it. Corn used to be the size of your finger. Bananas had huge seeds. Watermelons were bitter and tiny. We looked at nature and said, no, we'll make it better. And we did. Delegate Corva raised a trembling appendage. But surely, there are creatures on your world that even humans fear? Predators that hunt you? Maya laughed. Actually laughed. Oh, absolutely. Let me tell you about mosquitoes. Tiny insects, barely visible, that drink our blood and spread diseases. They've killed more humans than any war in our history. So they defeated you. Thrix exclaimed triumphantly. Defeated? Maya's eyebrows rose. No, no. We declared war on them. We invented chemicals that specifically target their larvae. We genetically modified males to be sterile. We're systematically making entire species of them extinct. Not because we need to. Not for food. But because they annoyed us. The silence was deafening. Then there are sharks, Maya continued, warming to her subject. Ancient predators, perfectly evolved killing machines. Humans get attacked maybe 10 times a year worldwide. You know how many sharks we kill annually? 70 million. We hunt them for soup. Soup. We're literally eating the apex predators of our oceans because we like the taste. Administrator Pylon shifted uncomfortably. Surely your species has natural limitations. Weaknesses that keep you in check. Oh sure, Maya nodded agreeably. We're pretty fragile actually. No fur, thin skin, we overheat easily, we need constant hydration. We're not even that strong compared to our primate cousins. A chimpanzee can literally rip a human's arm off. Vrex perked up. See? Vulnerability. Except, Maya held up one finger, we handle fire. We wear the skins of other animals for protection. We invented air conditioning, water purification, medicine. We took our weaknesses and engineered solutions. Our average lifespan used to be 30 years. Now it's 80. We doubled it because we decided death was happening too soon. She moved to the chamber's central display, activating a holographic map of Earth. Look at this. Every biome, every climate, every environment. Frozen tundra where temperatures drop to -50. Deserts where nothing grows. Dense jungles filled with poisonous everything. Ocean depths that would crush most species. Mountain peaks where the air is too thin to breathe. The map rotated slowly, showing settlements dotting every surface. We live everywhere. All of it. We looked at places that would kill us and said, yeah, but what if we just refuse to die? So we built heated shelters in the Arctic. We irrigated the deserts. We created submarines to explore the ocean floor. We climbed the highest mountains just to prove we could. Not for resources. Not for survival. For fun. Delegate Myra's voice was barely a whisper. What happens when you encounter something you cannot defeat? Maya's smile turned absolutely feral. We've never found it. We split the atom. We created artificial intelligence. We landed robots on other planets. We're currently working on becoming immortal because, honestly, why not? Death seems inconvenient. This is madness. Vrex slammed his appendage on the console. No species can be this relentless. This adaptable. Evolution doesn't work that way. You're right, Maya agreed pleasantly. Evolution gave up on us. We took over. We edit our own genes now. We replace our failing organs with mechanical ones. Some humans have chosen to enhance themselves with computer implants. We're turning ourselves into something evolution never imagined. Administrator Pylon's voice cracked slightly. Why are you telling us this? Is this meant to be a threat? Maya looked genuinely surprised. A threat? No. I'm explaining why we're qualified to join the Federation. You asked about apex predators. I'm giving you context. She gestured around the room. Look, I get it. We're new. We seem harmless. But here's the thing you need to understand about humans. We're cooperative. We're creative. We solve problems by throwing everything we have at them until something works. And we never forget a grudge. Vrex felt cold. Genuinely, physically cold. What do you mean? I mean, Maya said softly, we have stories. Oral histories passed down for thousands of generations. We remember slights from before we even had written language. We hold on to pain, to anger, to joy, to love. We carry our dead with us in our hearts. We name our children after our heroes. We build monuments to our failures so we never repeat them. She looked each delegate in the eye, one by one. You wanted to know what Earth's apex predator is. It's not the sharpest teeth or the fastest legs. It's the species that looked at the universe and said, I wonder what's out there. The species that strapped themselves to controlled explosions just to touch the sky. The species that won't stop, won't quit, won't give up. Maya walked back toward the exit, then paused. We're excited to join the Federation. We have a lot to learn from you. But understand this, humans don't have natural predators anymore. We eliminated them all. We're at the top of our food chain not because we're the strongest, but because we're the most stubborn. The door slid shut behind her, the council chamber remained silent for a full 3 minutes. Finally, Delegate Mira spoke. Should we be worried? Administrator Pylon stared at the closed door. I think it's too late for that. They're already here. Vrex pulled up Earth's application file on his console, scrolling through data he'd previously ignored. Military capability, extensive. Scientific achievement, remarkable. Cultural diversity, unprecedented. Threat assessment, pending. He added a note, recommend approval with observation. These humans might actually survive out here. Then, after a moment's hesitation, he added one more line, note, never, under any circumstances, make them angry. The file was transmitted. Humanity's application was approved unanimously. After all, If you can't beat them, you definitely don't want them as enemies.